had a few extra seconds. All right. I'm here today to talk to you about brains and learning. This is one of my favorite t-shirts that one of my kids wore to school one day. And I said, all right, stand still, got to get this picture. Because that's what kids are doing. They're constantly thinking, they're constantly learning, and we often take it away from them. My sessions ignite to write. We know to infuse writing in everything we do. Have them write in math, have them write in English, have them write in science and social studies and everything. And our kids do that. But our kids also produce on the web, and it's my job to find them an audience so that they're producing for real reasons. This is Nicholas's iPod apps thing, and he was working on this on a weekend. This was a tweet I sent out and the picture that I sent showing he's doing it. We get used to the writing. This was a day technology wasn't working in my room. My LCD projector wasn't working. Kids are used to coming in and seeing a morning message from me. They're used to that text, that communication. It wasn't working, so Evan started writing it on the board. If you'll notice the dates on these blogs that were done, they're during the summer. You know, my kids are blogging in the summer because they believe they have an audience out there, someone's going to listen to them, and they're going to be heard. This was one that was written literally July 2nd this year after the derecho came through. A kid got on and wrote about her experience with that happening in her house and how scared she was. She got comments on that one. This is, we know we have to connect writing with reading. These are readers in my room. You'll notice a kid reading on a computer, a kid reading on an iPad. This is The Lucky Penny, a story that was based on a story by Megan McDonald called The Potato Man and the Great Pumpkin Switch. She used the author's voice here, showing that she can write in a variety of ways. This was an author, Stephen McCraney, that we were Skyping with just last week, teaching us about stories. This is the picture of it happening. You'll notice kids on computers. Because they were tweeting during that, we have a Crozet Kids account where they tweet, and they were using Today's Meet. This is the 5th grade. No, this is the 3rd grade, and you can see the length of the sentences that they were writing. These are 3rd graders, and what they've been doing. This is 5th grade. My first comment, and then they start out talking explicitly about what he's doing, what he's sharing. The difference between what 3rd and 5th grades do on Today's Meet is amazing, and it's because these guys have had experience with it. They've actually worked with Today's Meet since they were in 3rd grade. So you can see some of the things that they were saying. They're talking about him, but they're also having conversations. You're speaking specifically to one another, talking and having those conversations that connect them to one another. So when our kids come in, they get wikis, they get blogs, they work on Today's Meet, they tweet, they have Wikimail in the wikis, and you can see that they're used to communicating. Here's one that's writing about the story. Here's an answer down here to that question. So they're able to see what is going on. It went backwards, I think. They're able to see what is going on and then watch what's going on the Skype session and then communicate with each other as well. I think it's stuck. I think it's stopped. Really. So they have whole conversations here about, you know, is it harder on the computer or off the computer? All right, so here are kids that are writing about stories that they are reading. That one didn't last 15 seconds. Oh, sorry. Okay, so, and these are kids that are doing it when I'm not even there. They're in their classrooms and they're blogging about stories. They're reading with me. And these kids are giving examples specifically from the book about what they're reading. Here's a chalk talk that we did. That's what they're called, but you actually do them on paper. We did it about thinking, and the question was, what is going on in your head when someone asks you to think about something? First, they drew mind maps and individual mind maps. Then they did some kind of getting it together with 3 or 4 other people, and then we did it as a class. They then went on to go ahead and blog. And this is some of what came out of it. I did not tell them what to write. I just said, if you want to write about our experience today, you can, or you can write about anything they want to. Their blogs are theirs. Kids did a brain chain. They did things that look like poems. And this is just the best thing in the world as far as I'm concerned, because those same kids that were doing that kind of writing on the blogs, when they were told by their classroom teachers, your blog can count for your daily 5 grade, they quit. They just flat out stopped doing it at home, on the weekends, anytime they were doing it. And writing and composition happens anywhere and everywhere. You know, this is one I love. This was a 5th grader that was reading The Hunger Games, got the Etch-a-Sketch and actually drew the 3 characters on the Etch-a-Sketch. Is that it? Oh, and we have to understand that the definition of a text has changed, and we've got to give our kids opportunities to write anywhere and everywhere, and they will indeed burn up the state test.